We are now connected with our C Today business, senior business correspondent Aline Wiratmaja. Hello, Aline.
Hi, Akir.
Yes, so Aline, which countries are predicted to fall into recession?
Yes, Akir, I think the story is related to the earlier information that you just delivered. So, Nomura economists expect recessions in the US, Euro countries, the UK, Japan, South Korea, Australia, and Canada in 2023. Key factor to trigger recession is central banks' move that aggressively increase interest rate to curb surging inflation, including the Fed. Nomura said the Fed and the central banks around the world kept super loose monetary policy in place for too long during the pandemic as they hoped that inflation would be transitory. Nomura in its research stated that the Fed will be tightening into recession, and that's because inflation seemed to stay high, making it difficult to get down. In June, the Fed has increased its benchmark interest rate by 75 basis points to a range of 1.5% to 1.75%, then estimated to be followed by a series of interest rates hikes until it gets the Fed fund rates at 3.75% by February 2023 next year. And it's not only US, here several other countries including Australia, Canada, and South Korea have debt-fueled housing booms are set to be at risk of deeper than forecast recessions. If interest rate hikes trigger housing bust and deleveraging, here the negative thing of a synchronized growth slowdown like this, Nomura said, is that we cannot rely on exports for growth because other economies are also slowing down. That's another reason that made Nomura believes the recession risk is very real and will likely to happen in 12 months. Akir, this recession fears ravage what was one of the most resilient sector. Commodities, a key commodities have plummeted since reaching an all-time high a month ago. Akir, the Bloomberg Commodity Spot Index, which tracks 23 commodities ranging from energy, metal, and crop futures contracts has declined 20% after touching the record in June 2022. Akir, prices for every commodity from oil to wheat are slumping on concerns that a stagnating economy will dampen demand or will hurt demand. Yesterday, the global benchmark for oil Brent dropped 3% to fall below the psychological level of 100 US dollar a barrel for the first time since late April. But today, Brent slightly bounced back above 100 US dollar a barrel. Akir. Recession fears grow that the Federal Reserve won't be able to take the highest inflation in 4 decades without throwing the economy into recession. A surge in the US dollar, which makes it more expensive to buy raw material priced in dollars, has also weighed on US traded commodities. A surge in US dollar, Akira, also has weakened emerging market currencies. Emerging market currencies are tumbling as the twin threats of rising US interest rates as well as global recession sent traders scurrying to the safety of the dollar. So it's a flight to quality. That's why we see also capital outflow from Indonesia equity market as well as bond market. The MSCI Emerging Markets Currency Index dropped by a third day on Thursday, extending this year's slide to minus 4.13%. All of the 23 major emerging market currencies have weakened over the past month as the Fed raised its benchmark rate by a combined 125 basis points in May and June. Akir. Other than that, Jerome Powell has said the Fed may increase benchmark interest rates by either 50 basis points or 75 basis points at its meeting this month, as you mentioned earlier. Market strategists at Bank of New York Mellon in Hong Kong had said that Asian currencies remain vulnerable even if regional central banks were to step up the pace of tightening to consider positive real interest rates. Meanwhile, in its June meeting, Indonesia's central bank decided not to raise its 7-day reverse repo rate, but Bank Indonesia is expected to raise benchmark interest rates in July meeting this month. Indonesian rupiah has depreciated 5.09% against US dollar year to date. Akhir, although has been weakened against US dollar, Indonesian currency is still relatively resilient. Indonesian rupiah is not that bad. If we may say,
Right.
if we compare it to its peers like Malaysian ringgit, Indian rupee, or Korean won, Akhir.
Right. So we know that one US dollar is equal to more than 15,000 rupees, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, it's below 15,000 rupiah today. So
Today, yeah.
the weakening of rupiah is not that bad today. I mean, it's not the weakening of rupiah actually, but the strengthened of dollar, the strong dollar that makes a rupiah and other emerging currencies depreciated against dollar. The mighty dollar has put pressure on other emerging currencies. Akhir.
All right. So, Aline Wiratmaja, thank you very much for your fruitful and insightful analysis related to this issue. So, hopefully, that we can talk it later. Thank you very much.
Thank you.